Hi everyone, this is Mike Fitz with explore.org. Every day, our webcams provide a window to look into the wild world. Underpinning the success of many of the animals that we watch in the habitats that they call home are public lands. These are shared democratic spaces managed by several federal agencies on behalf of American citizens. This land is your land rings truest in national parks, forests, and wildlife refuges. Now, however, public land agencies and the public servants within them are challenged like never before. They face multiple, unnecessary threats that harm their ability to care for public lands and wildlife. A budget proposal from Congress and the presidential administration calls for a $900 million budget cut to the National Park Service and a $600 million budget cut to the U.S. Forest Service. These are agencies that were already vastly underfunded. The budget will starve the agencies financially. Perhaps that's the intent. Furthermore, some members of Congress have proposed the sale of public lands. Thankfully, public opposition defeated a recent effort. While it did not include the disposal of national park areas, the administration's budget says, quote, "There is an urgent need to streamline staffing and transfer certain National Park Service properties to state-level management." This means that they could be gunning for national park sites in the near future. To be clear, a president cannot eliminate national park sites, but Congress could give the president or his administration that authority. It could lead to the disposal or transfer of national park sites to state governments or private entities. We can't let that happen. This is all on top of unjustified layoffs of public land staff. The U.S. Forest Service has already lost about 25% of its employees since February. The National Park Service has lost thousands of employees in the same time frame too. I worked at 9 national park areas over 17 years. While I am no longer a park ranger, I have many ranger friends. I've never seen lower morale within the National Park Service. Uncertainty looms everywhere within the agency. Many employees wonder if they'll even have jobs after spending their career fulfilling the National Park Service mission. Staff feel handcuffed and fear retaliation simply for doing their jobs, like talking about issues such as climate change. This is work, mind you, that is congressionally mandated through prior legislation. It is not something made up by the Park Service. To shirk negative consequences, the Park Service has been ordered by the Department of Interior to keep facilities open no matter how few staff a park has. This is an attempt to protect appearances, but it undermines the ability of rangers and other park staff to complete their work. Congress didn't create parks solely for the enjoyment of people. The National Park Service has other legislative mandates, such as studying and protecting the things that make parks special. Let's not pretend that Congress couldn't find the money to support wildlife and public lands without adding to any deficit or budget woes. The money exists. It's a matter of priorities. The National Park Service, Fish and Wildlife Service, Bureau of Land Management, and Forest Service are collectives of dedicated individuals who work not to enrich themselves, but to fulfill a public good. So what can you do? Contact your members of Congress and demand they don't defund public land agencies and do not dispose of public lands. Hold elected officials accountable. Vote for candidates who support actions to protect wildlife, wild spaces, and public lands. Finally, if you choose to visit a park, refuge, or national forest, then please visit with the utmost respect. This summer may be the most challenging that park and forest rangers have ever faced. Public lands and the wildlife that call them home need our stewardship more than ever.